Welcome back to Everything Chat. Ready for a deep dive into a topic that's, well, let's just say about as predictable as one of those Tesla self-driving cars.
Right.
This time around, we're talking about Elon Musk.
Okay.
But we're going to steer clear of his usual forays into space or AI.
Okay.
Instead, we're going to zero in on something a bit more personal.
Interesting.
His kids
I see.
and their increasingly frequent cameos on the world stage.
It's definitely not your typical CEO move, right? I mean, we're used to those perfectly staged family photos on Instagram.
Right.
But Musk seems to be bringing his kids into the public eye in a much more upfront way.
Yeah, he's not exactly hiding them away, is he? We see them everywhere at these big events, SpaceX launches, or even meetings with, like, top world leaders.
Right.
He even brought them to the Oval Office, remember?
Oh, yeah.
There's that video that went viral of his son, Lil X, right in the Oval Office during a press conference,
Uh-huh.
mimicking his dad and even telling someone to shush.
Yeah, that one definitely got people talking.
Right.
Some thought it was cute, harmless.
Sure.
Others weren't so sure about a 4-year-old being in such a serious setting.
Yeah, it was a bit out there.
But beyond whether it was right or wrong, it makes you wonder,
Exactly.
what's the strategy here with all this family exposure?
Well, we did some digging, and John Haber,
Okay.
he's a big name in strategic communications.
How do you see?
And he suggested that for someone like Musk, someone who's always stirring the pot,
Right.
a little dose of family life can be pretty powerful.
Uh-huh. How so?
It kind of softens his image, makes him seem more relatable,
Right.
maybe even helps deflect some of that criticism he gets.
I guess it taps into that basic human thing.
What's that?
We tend to judge people more favorably when we see them in a family setting.
Makes sense?
It brings out those feelings of warmth and trust,
Yeah.
maybe even vulnerability, qualities you don't usually associate with someone like Musk, He's often seen as very distant, almost intimidating.
Right.
So showing that family side, it humanizes him.
Yeah.
Makes him less of a...
A robot?
Right.
I guess there's also the possibility that this whole constant exposure thing is a calculated move to kind of set his kids up as his successors,
Interesting.
groom them for leadership roles in his companies down the line.
Yeah, Musk has always talked about that whole making humanity multiplanetary thing.
Oh, yeah?
His companies are like his tools to get there.
Exactly.
So by exposing his kids to these high-pressure environments so early on, maybe he's subtly shaping their worldview, preparing them to take over his vision.
Right, like an apprenticeship for world domination.
Something like that. But of course, not everyone's thrilled with this family-first approach.
Yeah, Grimes.
Little X's mom.
Exactly. She's expressed some serious concerns about her son being in the spotlight.
Yeah, makes sense.
Even said she feels like Musk is treating him more like a protege than a son.
Oh, wow. That's pretty strong.
Right. And it's hard not to see her point.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure for a kid to handle.
Right.
Brings up some tricky ethical questions, too.
Like what?
What are the long-term effects of this kind of exposure on a child psychologically?
Right.
Where's the line between encouraging ambition and protecting a kid's right to just be a kid?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's a balancing act, and Musk seems to be figuring it out very publicly.
Yeah, in the end, his way of parenting makes us think not just about family,
Yeah.
but about leadership ambition, the future he sees for his family and for all of humanity.
It definitely leaves us with a lot to ponder. As Musk keeps pushing the limits with technology, it'll be fascinating to see how his kids fit into his big plans.
Right.
Are they just passengers, or are they being groomed to shape the future? Who knows?
Until next time, stay curious and question everything.